Hello, it's Bree, your favorite tour guide. I hope you had a lovely holiday yesterday. Today we are talking about the magical, mystical reindeer. This build was kind of all over the place, so it's going to be a little bit of a bumpy ride. Buckle up and let's go. Jumping right in, I always knew that I wanted to put reindeer in this middle ring, so we're gonna do just that. I'm going to start with these shelters that look like they're made out of repurposed Viking longships. I want to make this area match the inner ring, so I just copied a few of the plants over and dotted them sparsely around the enclosure. This brings us to our first reindeer fact. Reindeer and caribou are the same thing, but the names have slightly different meanings. The word reindeer refers to those located in Europe and Asia, while caribou is for those in North America. All species of reindeer have antlers, and unlike other deer, both males and females grow antlers each year. They mostly use the antlers as rakes against the snow in order to access grass and shrubs that are buried. There are actually 8 species of reindeer, and the smallest live on a tiny island called Svalbard, which is right next to the North Pole. And by smallest, I mean these things are tiny. They stand only 3 feet tall at the shoulder and are usually only about 5 feet long. I figured out that Planet Zoo does not let you make enclosures shaped like a donut. Having a hole in the middle is apparently not allowed, so I had to cut the enclosure in half, but this provided a good place to add in the guest gates. This is one of the bumpy sections of the tour. Getting the walls and paths to line up with the gates was a lot harder than I was expecting. I used the heater trick to see where the pathways were, and I'm going to save us both the embarrassment and skip to where it finally all clicked together. A fun little Christmas house to hide the rest of the path should do the trick. I adjusted the height of the walls to match the guest gate. Let's get some reindeer in here as we near speed bump number 2. For some reason, I could not place the reindeer inside. It kept getting the warning that there was no path to destination. I thought it had to do with the zoning, but that was incorrect. Well, looking at that, I noticed something a little odd. There was a coup outside in the middle of the far pen, and they were not alone. There was a mother sheep and her 2 babies just chilling in the wrong enclosure. I boxed them up and sent them to the center where they should be. Because this outer ring is so big, it was registering everything as being inside of this enclosure. Breaking the fence in the back hopefully helped with that problem. Next, I went around the middle fence and double checked all the paths that we laid out last episode. I found the culprit, or so I thought. Let's smooth that out a little bit. I was so confident that I had fixed it that I tried to place the reindeer again and was wrong. Strike 2. You can actually see the problem in this shot. Can you guess what it is? Somewhere in my readjustings of things, I accidentally deleted the path that connects the trade center to the rest of the zoo. I did finally notice it and got it sorted out. Some plants will make it pretty again and cover up my mistakes. Now let's try the reindeer again. 3rd time's a charm! Huzzah and success! Everyone meet Helga, our very first reindeer. Now to introduce her to the rest of her herd. As we wait for them to arrive, it's my favorite time, enrichment time, and some more deer facts. Reindeer are grazing animals that live in large herds, ranging in numbers between 10 to a few hundred. In the spring, they often graze together, forming super herds. The largest super herd in the world is the Taimyr herd in Siberia, and at its peak had an estimated population of 1 million. Not all reindeer herds migrate to these amazing super herds. Some herds are totally happy staying right where they are. The North American woodland caribou is the largest species of reindeer, and they live in the woodland. so they generally do not migrate unless they need more food. Next, we just need to place in a few information signs so the guests can learn just as much about the reindeer as you have. These signs and speakers both work to raise the overall education rating of the zoo, but they can only do so much. If you want a good education rating, it's important to set up presentations and even tours. I can show you how to do that in another video. This sign at the end decided to not connect to the power grid, so I had to place in a wind turbine. This will provide clean energy to the sign and surrounding buildings. I cleaned up the space and got rid of our temporary heaters. I decided to leave the ones near the entrance, so the picnic tables were still nice and cozy. Not a fan of the immediate trash in the reindeer enclosure, I copied the Nordic trash can and added a few more all around the entire zoo. I also hired another caretaker to assist with the cleanup. Some finishing touches included raising the price of tickets slightly to accommodate for the new arrivals without making the guests too upset. We need to add in our donation boxes. Oh no, I was worried about that. Due to the small herd size, the new males are fighting. In the wild, they would fight for breeding status, just as they're doing now. In this situation, I let it play out and keep the winner. Love the guests taking pictures of the fight. That's lovely. Now that that's over, I will call the vet to come and treat our sad lad and find him a new home. That concludes today's tour. I hope you enjoyed, and in the season of giving, I hope that you consider donating to a charity or wildlife fund that supports reindeer to keep Santa's little helpers happy and healthy. I would suggest figuratively adopting a reindeer through the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center. You can choose your donation level and whether to receive something in return, such as a plush animal, a t-shirt, trading cards, or to go green and receive no gift in return, just the knowledge that your money is going to a great cause to help wildlife statewide. If you're interested in donating or learning more, they are linked at the very bottom of the description below. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and be sure to tip your tour guide by liking and subscribing. And don't be mad at me, Penguin Enclosure for Baby Pesto is coming next week. Okay, bye!